I'm Ayesha Nayyar, a solicitor who represents victims of crime. Chris and I both have very different views on how to solve this crisis. The criminal justice system needs to get tough, and it needs to get tough fast. What's the ultimate aim? What are you trying to achieve when these lads go back out there?
OK, whilst they're with us, we're giving them time to think about not only what they've done, a reflection of what they've done and the impact it's had on other people.
Well, I'll tell you what the reality is. The reality is that sentences in this country aren't long enough. And I come to the programme with that view. I come to the programme with three main points to my argument. Let's talk about the trial. Some of the victims I've represented found it to be a really traumatic experience that brings everything back. How were you at the trial?
Oh yeah, I've never been out of my comfort zone. My shakes, I couldn't control my body at all.
On the flip side, for me, I don't normally sit with offenders and criminals and those charged with offences. I represent victims. So to go into a prison, and I went into a prison, and to sit with offenders was something absolutely new to me, and listen to their story and see the life that they were now living in that prison. So for me, I was challenged in many different ways. I'll be honest, the more I see of Altcourse, the more it leaves me in two minds. On the one hand, seeing the family unit, as well as the workplace and educational opportunities being offered, I can see why focusing on rehabilitation could be a good idea. But then there's the luxury football pitch, the gardening and the pet birds. Well, that doesn't send the right message for me. What would victims of crime think? If I brought a victim of crime in here, what do you think their view would be about the way these prisoners are living? Your actual attacker, the man that threw the acid on you, he got 4 years, but he's actually out in 2, and he's out right now.
On good behaviour, yeah.
And nearly 50% of those charged with London knife killings over the last 3 years had previously committed an offence using a blade. And you know what my answer to that is, Matthew? Lock them up for longer. These are clearly dangerous people. Are we as a society just being too kind to them, letting them out?